Welcome to week 3, relationships. I acknowledge you for your work in week 1 and week 2 and week 3. This can be the most rock and roller coaster of a ride of a week that we have in Goddess Process. You have been opening your heart, stirring the pot in various areas of your life, maybe creating awareness in certain areas of your life for the first time. And that can get scary, but I promise you it is super, super rewarding. And Relationships Week is really the game changer, the opportunity to have all the manifestations you want in your life, to live your heart's desire. Because everything we want in life is based in relationships. And it starts with the relationship I have with myself. The self-talk, the nourishment of myself, making sure that my cup is full. Second is, what relationships do you want in your life? Are you in a relationship? Do you want to be in a relationship? How is the relationship with your family, with your close friends, with your girl group? Do you have a girl group? And then how that reflects out into the world. Kind of like how we do one thing is how we do everything. It's my dog. I'm working on a relationship with him right now. So what I want to share is one of the most profound kind of aha moments in my transformational journey was tapping into vulnerability, into what is possible when I am truly seen. For me, I was afraid to truly be seen because if I was rejected, that I had no place to hide. I had no place to go. There was nothing saved for myself. And that felt like death. That felt like if I was rejected, then what was left? What's even possible there? And can you relate to that? Vulnerability, the definition of vulnerability is susceptible or capable of being harmed or wounded. I don't know about you, but I want none of that. That sounds horrible. But as the queen of vulnerability says, Brene Brown, the one thing I want to see in you is the last thing I want to show in me. Our vulnerability is our connection. And I'll just share my experience. I am from Kansas City, Missouri. I grew up in an Italian family. And we would all get together on Sundays after church and like decompress and debrief from church that Sunday. You know, who wore what, who's dating who brought the wrong casserole to the potluck. But we never really talked about our feelings. We never talked about, hey, this doesn't feel good, or I don't like my job. I don't know why I feel directionless or sad right now. Instead, we kind of like, we were a happy family and we would joke things off and never really got underneath the divorce of my parents and how angry my mother was and how that impacted me, how I chose to not rely on a man, to make sure I could do it all by myself, that I would never be dependent on a man or a woman for that matter, for anyone, right? I would be self-sufficient, and how lonely that has been for me. Because where I found myself, although successful in business, I found myself doing it all by myself, alone and like a man. And that created alcoholism. It created fat in my body. It created using sex to connect versus actually showing my heart, opening my heart. So what I have found in this process, in Goddess process, I want to say 2 or 3, I declared my king in my bed in 30 days. And I had this beautiful man come into my life. And I led with vulnerability. I opened up my heart. I spoke into what I wanted in a relationship and how I wanted a relationship to be. And to my growing surprise over time is that men want to be in relationships with women. Women, the feminine, is the place where the masculine gets to relax, where the masculine gets to have their emotions such that they don't go explode out into our culture. And I don't mean exploding internally, but releasing the valve of our emotions, having a safe place where this partnership of masculine and feminine, that doesn't necessarily mean male or female, the masculine or feminine. And in this case, we are talking about women, our experience as physically women. We are actually the courageous ones. We get to go there first. And when we are courageous and share our fears, our heart, vulnerably communicating what we want, not from have to or putting like expectations on things, but communicating our needs. Men want to provide for us. Men want to show up for us. They want to give to us. They want to be needed. They crave honor and respect and purpose. Like they need to be needed. They need to open that door for us. And how often do we kind of snatch that away from them? Now, here's the thing. I am not pointing a finger at us, Goddess, at all. It is something I didn't know. I just didn't know. And I think a lot of us were not taught this. We were not exposed to this. To no fault of our parents. This is just getting clear what a man needs and what a woman needs. And guess what? We need each other. That polarity, that thing that is, when they say opposites attract, that's also like, that's sexy time. That's where we get it on, is our opposition. So when you see a really, really feminine woman and a really, really masculine man, it calls to his purpose. And she calls to her needing like protection and purpose and direction. Listen, we multitask because that's what we are. We are the spinners. We are connected to multiple conversations at one time. We like sparkly things and frilly things. And they like that we like that. And they may act like they don't, but they do. I hope there are little nuggets of like freedom in this opening, in this intro for relationships. Because my invitation to you this week is to go there, is to have vulnerable, heart open conversations and flex and build the muscle of courage in your vulnerability, in going there, in not powering through, not muscling on, but cracking your heart open and sharing what you truly desire and see what shows up. Not being attached to the result. Listen, I know the prices I paid by not being vulnerable in relationships. I've been engaged 3 times. 3. And I could have avoided that pain at the end had I had truly authentic, vulnerable conversations. Would I change my path? Yeah, it led me to today. It makes me the person I am today. And it makes me so adamant that these powerful women who are doing it all by themselves, doing it like a man, doing it by themselves, not being supported. Like I was that, and I still practice it. And maybe there's some relief in that. And maybe if we have relief in that, that will ripple out into our communities, into our families, into the next generation of women and of men, and into our planet. My vision is peace on earth in our lifetime. I truly believe our vulnerability is the gateway to that. I believe that when we are vulnerable and we connect from our hearts, that peace is possible. And I'm here to tell you, it's the women that get to lead this. It's our courageous vulnerability that will lead the path. So I invite you to look into and write right now in your workbook the prices I have paid by not being vulnerable, for not asking for support, for not opening my heart and speaking my truth. So go to your journal right now and write down what prices you have paid. And go there. Go deep. Go to all the places. Write in your journal until you've extinguished all your thoughts, and then sit there for 1 more minute and see what else comes up. See what else is revealed to you. And then share that with us, because you may often open up something for another goddess by posting that in the Facebook group. But this is you with you. This is your work. This is your relationship with you. We get to heal that, clean that up. And yes, maybe there are some other conversations you get to have this week. If those bubble up while you are writing, write them down. Maybe it's a parent. Maybe it's a significant other. Maybe it's a coworker or your boss. Maybe it's your local barista, whoever it is. Let's clean up our communication. Let's open our hearts. And once we're really clear on the prices we're paying, make some declarations. So welcome to Relationships Week, Goddess. I'm here with you. You're not alone. We get to do this together. You are courageous. Write that down. I am courageous. Yes, you are.